Good afternoon, everybody. This afternoon, I'm going to build for you the 180-degree opposing angles with the tent, figure number 30. Okay, this is the die pattern or the template that I downloaded from popupbooks.com. This is the pop-up in the elements of pop-up. This is the spread right there, opposing angles with the tent. There you go. And this is a very popular pop-up structure that you'll see in a lot of work these days, and you'll see why in a minute. So here we go. First thing I'm going to do here is position this. This is the piece right here. I'm going to position this base piece into the slot, and you'll see what this is two angle folds that are moving in opposite directions. I'll show you in a second. So there's the movement of the two angle folds. Okay, so the first thing you want to do here is put glue. We need some glue. On this piece, we need to be careful to make sure we get glue right in the right spots. Hold on a second. You want to have glue right along these outside edges. Okay, right? Make sure you get plenty of glue on this because this mechanic has a lot of stress on it. All right. On the outside edges here, right there. Okay. There we go. Plenty of glue. And this is a position slot, so this little tab's going into the slot right there. And the most important thing on this mechanic to start off with is to make sure that this centerfold on the pop-up piece is aligned with the centerfold on the card itself. Okay, and notice that I'm doing something unusual here. I'm gluing this piece in place flat. And that's because if you use the usual technique that I recommend of closing it and letting the one of the sides find its own position, sometimes it pushes it away so that all these lines aren't meeting at the apex of the centerfold. In fact, what I did here is cut a little hole in the pop-up piece so I can actually see through to the square on the base so that these are all lined up perfectly well with the centerfold. All right, so to make this mechanic work, you need to make sure these pieces are glued down really, really well. 30 seconds at least. I've glued another one here to make sure that I'm really glued well, and this is the piece here. So this has been drying for about 5 minutes now. So this is the one I'm going to use now. So there's the piece moving. All right. And this next step, I'm going to do the traditional way where I close it and let the glue point find itself. So this is the pop-up piece right here. These are the angle folds, and this is the tent. You see the tent piece that's glued on two different portions of the angle fold. Notice what happens. This one's attached on the left-hand side. This one's attached on the right-hand side. Okay, and you'll see what happens when the angle fold closes. Is those two pieces, those two areas right there, end up being parallel to each other. That fold and this fold, and that's why this piece works. Okay, so we put a little bit of glue right here on the back side of that tab. Fold this piece in and close it. Put a little bit of pressure on that. Make sure that we get a good fiber bond on that glue tab. Okay. How's that? Let's see. Oh, not enough pressure for long enough. At least 30 seconds. A minute's even better. 5 minutes is even better than that. of pressure on that glue point. But I won't do it for 5 minutes. 30 seconds, please. Okay, let's see how we are there. There we go. There's that rotation. And this, like I said, there's a lot of stress on this pop-up, so we'll do that again. Okay, glue, baby, glue. Sometimes before I really work the pop-up, I let it open up and give pressure right on the glue point itself, on the inside, like right in there, like that. You're going to pinch right there, get a lot of pressure on the actual glue tab and the piece it's gluing to. I'm squeezing really hard here. I'm going to force it a little bit. There we go. Okay, now right there. Okay, there we go. That should make it stick really well. All right, now you can see what happens there. The angle folds cause that tent to rotate. So look, so this mechanic has a lot of movement and a lot of dimension. So dimension and movement, that's why this mechanic's so popular. So a little bit of history here. The first time I ever saw this mechanic was a business card of a friend of mine who's gone now, John Strejan. And this is his business card. This is from the 80s. Dimensional designer John Strejan. We also called him Silverblade. Anyway, that's the first time I saw this mechanic, and I'll show you a few different things here that I've used it for. So this is the first time I used this mechanic. Sometimes I call it the Strejan twist. There it is. This is my first use of this mechanic here. Okay. This is another version of it in a book called I Love You. And there it is. Big, isn't it? And you see on this pop-up, I've extended pieces on all different layers, all different planes. And that's what really gives a lot of fun movement on that. So that is from I Love You. I used it again in one of my newer books. Here we go. This is the red spread. It's too big to get in the field of the camera. And one more. This is a project I did for the band Coldplay, and this is the biggest one. Look at that. There you go. So once again, great movement and great dimension. There we go. Thank you.